Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss how to solve for variables in polygons that are similar, and also we're going to answer the question, are these two figures similar? So we're going to start with just going ahead and solving for similar polygons. So let's just go on over here. We know if two polygons are similar, then they have proportional sides, which means we have to make equal ratios of their sides. So it helps to highlight your angles that are the same so you can decide which side matches up, especially if they're not facing the same direction like these two are. This one's rotated a little bit. So this angle matches this angle, and this angle matches this angle. So in order for me to write the ratios of corresponding sides, I need to match them up. So we're going to first off look here and say, okay, this 8 is only touching the blue angle, and I'm going to put that on top. And which one of these numbers is only touching the blue angle? The 12. So 8 over 12 equals, and then the x is touching the pink angle, and the 9 is touching the pink angle here. And then you just have a proportion that you need to solve. Remember, you're going to cross multiply, so 12 times x, and then cross multiply, and say 12x equals 9 times 8, which is 72. Then you'll divide by 12, and get 6 when you divide by 12. So on this problem, x equals 6. Alright, on number 2, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line up the angles that are the same. And fortunately for this one, it looks like our angles are in the same places. So it looks like our trapezoids are facing the same direction. I'm just going to verify to make sure that this angle is the same. Yep. Okay, so I can tell that they're facing the same exact direction. So now I'm just going to write ratios. So 4.5 corresponds to x, and now do I use the 2.5 or the 10? Well, there's nothing here, so I'm going to use the 10, and that's going to go here, and 5. So corresponding sides, 4.5 to x equals 10 over 5. Okay, then we just cross multiply. So 10x equals 4.5 times 5. 22.5. Then we divide by 10, so x equals 2.25. Okay. Alright. Example 3. We'll make sure our arrows are our angles, are in the same place. So far, I'm looking at it quickly, and I can see that it does. Those match up, and yeah, so we're good to go as far as our sides. 12 corresponds with 18. X plus 1 corresponds with 24. So 12 over 18 equals x plus 1 over 24. And then we just cross multiply. 12 times 24, 288 equals, now remember, if there's more than one term on any part of the fraction, then we have to put parentheses. So 18 times x plus 1 in parentheses. And then we're going to solve. So distribute 18x plus 18 equals 288. Then subtract your 18. I ran out of room, so I'm going to go ahead and write it up here. 288 minus 18 is 270 equals 18x. Then we'll divide. So x equals 15. Okay. Alright. So step 1 on example 4, make sure that the angles match up. So this angle matches this angle, that one matches that one, we're good. Now we just need to write our proportion. So x plus 15 goes with 18, because they're in the same place. And then 40 goes with 30. This 36 is extra information because we don't know how long this side is right here. Okay, so now we're just going to cross multiply and solve. 18 times 40 is 720. Remember, because there's x plus 15 in the numerator, I have to put parentheses around it and multiply by that 30. 720 equals 30x plus 450. 270 equals 30x, and then divide. So x equals 9. Okay, so that's solving for x. Alright, the last one says triangle ABCD is similar to triangle PQRS. Find the scale factor of ABCD to PQRS and the perimeter of each polygon. Okay, so scale factor. Remember, scale factor is new over old. So we just need to look at the rectangles and figure out which ones have sides measured and marked. So we've got 20 and then 20, 20 and 20, 14 and 14. This is 25 and 25. Okay, so scale factor, the only one that we have is this side length right here, and it goes with the 20, right? So the scale factor is going to be 25 over 20, which simplifies to 5 over 4. So what this means is, in order for me to get the other side of this other rectangle, I will need to multiply 14 by my scale factor. So this side is 14 times 5/4. So when you multiply that, you get 17.5. Sorry, you can't see it. So I did 14 times 5 over 4, and I got 17.5. And that means this side is also 17.5. Where did I get this 14 from? Well, it corresponds. These two sides are corresponding. Okay? So now it wants the perimeter. So the perimeter of ABCD is 20 plus 20 plus 14 plus 14. So 20 plus 20 is 40, and then plus 14 is going to be 54, plus 14 is 68. And the perimeter of PQRS is going to be 25 plus 25 plus 17.5 plus 17.5. That's 85. And I found those by just looking on my calculator. Okay? So if they say find the scale factor, you want to find two numbers that you can make a ratio out of. And then if they say find the perimeter and you only have one side, then you're going to take this side and multiply it by the scale factor to get the new side length. Alright, the last thing we need to decide is, are two figures similar? So, to figure out if two figures are similar, we have to make sure that it satisfies both of the rules. And both of the rules are that they have to have the corresponding angles are congruent and the corresponding sides are proportional. Just like we talked about on the last lesson, where you said, here are all of my corresponding sides, and their ratios are all 3, and all of my angles have to be congruent, just like so. Alright, so determine whether these two polygons are similar, and if they are, write a similarity statement and find the scale factor. So step 1, do we have congruent angles? So looking at the markings, I have one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of these. So we're going to say yes, the angles are congruent. Step 2 is to write the ratios between all of the sides. Okay? So the first ratio is going to be 20 over 25. And when we simplify that, we get 4 over 5. The second ratio is 16 over 20. When we simplify that, we get 4 over 5. I got my 16 here and my 20 here because they correspond. Write the next ratio, so it's going to be 12 over 15. Simplify that and we get 4 over 5. If you don't know how to simplify fractions by hand, you can always use your calculator. Just divide. So 12 divided by 15. And then when you're done, you push math, enter, enter, and it puts it back into your simplest form. 4 over 5. Alright, the last one, 24 over 30. If I divide both of these by 6, I get 4 over 5. So, because the ratio is the same for every single one, we can say that the sides are proportional. So therefore, it says write a similarity statement. So we're going to say F, let's say G, F, J, H is similar to, now we have to make sure we line up the corresponding vertices. So G goes with Y, F goes with Z, J goes with W, and then H goes with X. So that's our similarity statement. And then they also asked us to find the scale factor. The scale factor, remember, is new over old. So the new, we just pick any one of these sides. New is 20, old is 16. So the scale factor is 5 over 4. Okay? So when they ask you, are they similar, you have to answer those two questions. Do they have congruent angles, and do they have proportional sides? That's it. Alright, example 2. Determine if they're similar and write a similarity statement if it's true. So, do they have corresponding angles are congruent? Yes. So they have congruent angles. Now we have to decide about the sides. Are the sides proportional? So, the best way to do this is to make sure that you're looking at the same two angles. So this 14 is in between this yellow angle and that pink angle, so it can go with the 42. If these two angles are the same in a triangle, we know they're isosceles. So that means that that other side's going to be 14 and this other side's going to be 42. Okay, and that's because these base angles right here are congruent. Okay, so we say 14 over 42. And that simplifies to 2 over 6, which is 1/3 maybe. Make sure I'm not making a calculation error. Yep, 1/3. And now let's check this other side over here. 17 over 51. Does that simplify to 1/3? So 17 over 51 simplifies to 1/3 as well. So they are proportional because they have the same fraction for their ratios of their sides. So now all we have to do is write a similarity statement. Triangle EFG is similar to triangle L, this should be an M, MN. Okay? Alright. When you glue these into your notebook, you're going to glue them together like so. Let's go ahead and put solving similar polygon notes all the way down on the page. And then put this one over top of it so that you can lift it and look at your examples. Okay? So make sure those two things are glued into your spiral. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.